Hey guys, welcome to Get Busy Watching. I'm your host, Honest Dan. Let's talk movies. Welcome to my rapid fire sci-fi edition. Let's get to it. This chick saw her mom get abducted by aliens when she was little. She joins a cult that seems to know about these aliens. Years later, separated from the cult, she returns to kill the leader. It's not awful, but it's brutally pointless and ultimately a hollow experience. The sci-fi feels like an afterthought, making you think this is closer to a psychological drama. I respect that this does try to explore how unsuspecting people join cults by having their fears and feelings of isolation preyed upon, but what follows when that's over is a boring slog of explaining how this cult works in their silly multicolored jumpsuits. The constant time jumping really didn't help matters, the acting is extremely corny, and the ending makes zero sense. By the end of it, you'll feel like you didn't watch anything. Not the worst, but forgettable. My honest rating for Cosmic Dawn, a weak 3 out of 5.
She came back. Just like she said she would.
King Pierce Brosnan fears his own mortality so much that he captures a mermaid to kill and make himself immortal. His daughter, Kaya Scodelario, befriends her and seeks to free her. 1990s Disney is on the phone wondering what the hell took so long for this movie to show up. This movie is loaded with corn and cheese, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't find it charming. The performances from Brosnan and Scodelario are pretty solid, with Brosnan obviously stealing the show. Not entirely sure of the purpose of casting Bing Bing Fan as the mermaid. You can barely tell it's her, she's so CG'd. Though I do enjoy the mermaid's design. There's nothing that can't be predicted, it goes exactly as you might guess. I didn't go in expecting much, but it's cute enough. It's old-fashioned as hell, but young girls will enjoy it. Safe, harmless, recommended. My honest rating for The King's Daughter, a strong 3 out of 5. Set in a post-apocalypse, two strangers happen upon a huge rock of gold but can't move it with just the two of them and need help. Zac Efron stays to protect it and battle the elements. There's stuff to respect here, but you have to be really forgiving in order to acknowledge them. This is slow as molasses. So little happens, and so little you give a shit about that I can see a majority of viewers saying that this is boring. The characters are one-dimensional, the plot is predictable, the ending is stupid, and the fictional setting itself is not interesting. My only compliments go to the committed acting from Efron, who is pretty good, the brutal and visceral scene-by-scene survival tactics, as well as later on truly playing with psychological elements. I don't hate it, but it's not a good flick. Engaging enough, but not recommended. My honest rating for Gold, a 3 out of 5.
Well, I dare say wherever you've come from ain't very pretty, but where you're heading certainly ain't any better.
Joey King is struggling with the death of her boyfriend, whom she believes is reaching out to her from beyond. I'm very much not the target demographic. Not great, but not without merit. I really want to like Joey King, and bless her heart, she is acting her ass off, but she picks the cheesiest stuff sometimes. I concede that Kyle Allen is charming and funny, and the two leads have good chemistry. Problem is, it's too fluffy and safe. No one has any real character flaws, and most of the drama is so superficial that it might as well not even matter, especially with how these dramatic beats are resolved. Also, 2 hours long? Are you kidding me? No, screw that, man. It's a young adult movie. I wasn't expecting anything good. It's a teen date movie, and that's it. My honest rating for The In-Between, a 3 out of 5.
A little cheesy, yeah.
It sounded perfect in my head.
Oh, okay, let me then.
Stephen Moyer has convinced his now adult son that they're the only sane survivors of World War III. The son meets Alicia Silverstone and his whole reality is questioned. The first movie of the year that I wanted to like, but it's way too poorly written and derivative. This reminds me of Brigsby Bear, Room, or even Captain Fantastic if they sucked. Certain reveals do make this nonsense movie make a little sense, but you're ultimately left with many other questions that will never get answered. Despite some committed acting, nearly every character is unlikable at some point and hits serious lows that they never really recover from. So much drama feels artificially inserted, the writing is terrible, and it ends way too happily. Concepts like this have been done before and better, and ultimately not even sci-fi. Sorry for the lie, I guess. My honest rating for Last Survivors, a week 3 out of 5.
Shit hit the fan.
So there was no real war.
A conventional war? No, but a war nonetheless. We barely escaped.
This chick manages to create a virtual avatar of her favorite 70s musician and brings him to life. Knowing this could be a disaster if the wrong people found out, she keeps him a secret. Oh, thank God, something I actually like. It's entertaining enough, kinda dumb, but it's a fun time. What really sells the movie is the wonderful acting and chemistry from the two leads. There's some funny self-deprecating humor, charmingly lame dialogue, and Ursu definitely steals the show when his new reality is put into question, which carries the entire flick. The only issues are how long it takes for main character Alberta to start explaining things to Russell, and doing that thing where she says advanced words expecting him to know what she's saying without elaborating. Not without its flaws, but for what it was and the budget, which I imagine is low, I liked it enough. My honest rating for The Second Age of Aquarius, a 4 out of 5.
Well, maybe I only came back because Altadena needed to get laid. That's as good a reason as any.
Set in a dystopian future where the world is covered in a toxin that shreds memories. This family of mostly women that have survived the toxin have their way of life threatened when a man appears. Movie? I need an explanation for this thing yesterday. What the fuck did I just watch? Let me put it to you this way. They're all supposed to be siblings. This man is possibly a long-lost sibling, but he and the eldest daughter are having sex. The best I can surmise is that they're not biological siblings, and they're only so by association from living with the mother who loves them as children. Trust me, it's not clear in the slightest. Even by the end, I had a million more questions. It was a remarkably uncomfortable watch, which is all it'll be remembered for. Think Little Fish meets The Beguiled, but way more fucked up. Not recommended. My honest rating for Glass House, a 1 out of 5.
Don't mess with Bee's mind. It's fragile enough as it is.
In the future, scientist Sean Gunn has given the world immortality at the cost of free will. A group of people who have developed an immunity to his methods seek to bring him down. Oh dear sweet Jesus, it's bad. Mind-numbingly so. So much so that I can't be that mad at it. If you told me this movie was written by a child who was asked what the downside to immortality would be in their critical thinking English class, then I would say this movie is impressive for a child. But this is by adults who only ever ask the question but not provide an answer deeper than surface level. The acting ranges from wooden to over the top, the plot is enough to turn your brain into mashed potatoes, it's an all-around boring and forgettable time. And this is trying to sequel bait too. Sean Gunn is literally the only good thing in this otherwise terrible thing. My honest rating for I Am Mortal, a 2 out of 5.
How can you really live if you know you're never going to die?
Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Stay safe and healthy out there. Hope to see you soon.